Are you looking for the best Google Pixel phones? In this video, I will show you the best Google Pixel phones in the market, so let's get start the video. Number 1. Google Pixel 7a. Google's mid-range Pixel 7a smartphone is now more budget-friendly than ever. Google is selling the phone for 30% less than its MSRP at all major retailers, including Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, and the search giant's own retail store. The discount is likely due to retailers wanting to clear the Pixel 7a off of shelves to make room for the upcoming Pixel 8a. The Google Pixel 7a was well received upon its launch almost 1 year ago and has remained fairly popular among people looking for a feature-rich Android smartphone that won't break the bank. With the Pixel 8a's launch likely imminent, retailers are clearing their shelves and discounting the Pixel 7a to its lowest price ever. You can snag the Google Pixel 7a for $349, a 30% discount from its MSRP, at Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, and Google's online store. The Pixel 7a features Google's Tensor G2 SoC with 8GB of LPDDR5 RAM and 128GB of UFS 3.1 storage, non-expandable. It has a 6.1-inch 2400x1080 OLED screen with a 90Hz refresh rate. In our review, we measured the average maximum screen brightness at just over 1000 nits, making it easy to see under bright sunlight. The biggest draw for the Pixel line has always been software, as Google tends to stuff extra features into its homemade handsets. The Pixel 7a enjoys the same excellent camera software as the flagship Pixel phones, which are renowned for their excellent image post-processing. The Pixel 7a also gets access to other features like Magic Eraser and Photo Unblur, which use AI wizardry to power impressive photo editing tools. In our review, we mentioned highlights like the bright 90Hz screen and its good main camera. However, we noticed a low PWM frequency of 218 Hz, which may bother users sensitive to pulse width modulation. We were also somewhat disappointed with the phone's battery life and low performance compared to phones with other flagship SoCs, particularly in games. Still, the Pixel 7a was a good deal when it was launched at $499. At $349, it's an absolute steal and a palatable way to get into the Google ecosystem. Notebook Check is not responsible for price changes carried out by retailers. The discounted price or deal mentioned in this item was available at the time of writing and may be subject to time restrictions and/or limited unit availability. I've been a computer geek my entire life. After graduating college with a degree in mathematics, I worked in finance and banking a few years before taking a job as a database administrator. I started working with Notebook Check in October of 2016 and have enjoyed writing news and reviews. I've also written for other outlets including Ultrabook Review and Geeks Worldwide, focusing on consumer guidance and video gaming. My areas of interest include the business side of technology, retro gaming, Linux, and innovative gadgets. When I'm not writing on electronics or tinkering with a device, I'm either outside with my family, enjoying a decade-old video game, or playing drums or piano. Number 2. Google Pixel 8 Pro. Are you really missing out, though? After all, the Pixel 8 Pro is no slouch when it comes to photos, with its triple rear camera and AI-powered upgrades. Then there's Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra. In our review we declared that it was at the top of the game except for the camera, but there's no denying that its dual telephotos and 200 megapixels main sensor keep it competitive. To put things to the test, I took the Xiaomi 14 Ultra out alongside Google and Samsung's greatest to see if the Chinese phone's rear camera setup really is a cut above the rest, or if US phone fans can rest easy knowing the grass really isn't greener. So what's it up against? The Pixel 8 Pro has a relatively modest trio of rear lenses, with a 50 megapixels main camera and 48 megapixels resolutions on the other two. That means just one telephoto, set at 5x zoom, and smaller sensors with narrower apertures than the Xiaomi equivalents across the board. Then again, this is a Pixel. The heart of this camera isn't hardware, but software, with Google's expert photo tuning now bolstered by additional AI options. Finally, the S24 Ultra matches the Xiaomi's lens count, and its 3x and 5x telephotos offer similar optical zoom options. Resolutions are all over the place here. A whopping 200 megapixels on the main camera, 50 megapixels on the 5x periscope, then down to 12 megapixels for the ultra-wide and 10 megapixels on the shorter telephoto. Smaller sensors and narrower apertures are again the order of the day, with Samsung betting more and more that it can keep up with Google in the race for AI enhancements. I've also kept all three on the default camera settings for the most part, trying to test them the way most people actually use their phones, rather than diving into optimized settings, pro modes, or RAW output. In bright light and good conditions, there's not too much to separate these three cameras when you're taking landscape shots. Despite the varying resolutions, when shot on default settings all 3 pixel bin down to similar output resolutions, and are close matches when it comes to detail and sharpness. There are bigger variations in color science, with the S24 Ultra especially standing out for a tendency to amp up vividness, and oversaturate orange and red hues. The Pixel is especially muted by comparison, with the Xiaomi offering something of a midpoint, though it runs closer to Google than Samsung's tuning. Depth of field is another obvious point of differentiation. Even without using the dedicated portrait mode, both the Xiaomi and Google phones deliver an attractive bokeh effect, with blurred backgrounds, when you shoot photos close up, think photos of people, or food photos for the gram. In Xiaomi's case, this is a natural side effect of the larger main sensor, though I suspect Google's implementation is more a matter of post-processing. By contrast, the S24 Ultra's small sensor has a much deeper depth of field, with a flat focus to most shots that's less attractive, and a dead giveaway that its photos have come from a phone. So that was our today's video. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, don't forget to subscribe our channel. See you with a brand new